Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Greetings from Koh Samui. It's a beautiful sunny day today, and I'm just walking down this dirt path right here that I usually take to get into town here in Lamai. I'm getting pretty hungry. My fiance has the motorbike today, so I've just decided to walk into town, get some lunch, and want to share a few insights with my viewers and subscribers on the channel, because I get a lot of people reaching out to me asking how or why I decided to move to Thailand. And I've made videos previously about this on my channel before, but it always bears repeating, so I'm just going to share a little bit of my backstory again as well, and hopefully it will inspire people to essentially to quit the rat race and move abroad to Asia, specifically Thailand. So for me, it wasn't really intentional. I decided to buy a one-way ticket to Bali because I wasn't happy with the direction my life was heading in the United States. At the time, I was basically delivering food to people on my bike, and I just got to asking myself, like, what am I doing all of this for? It just seems like the rat race. And at the time, I couldn't really find a company that would hire me, and obviously now it's getting even more difficult as a lot of jobs are being replaced by AI and these sorts of things. And after a point, I just got so fed up with the whole situation that I decided to buy a one-way ticket to Bali, because I saw this as an up-and-coming destination for digital nomads, remote workers, and people living the laptop lifestyle, as it's called, right? And that was November 2019, just over 4 years ago now. And I ended up staying in Bali for roughly 2 months, and then my visa expired, so I was able to renew it once, and then I left and flew to Singapore. I'd never been to Singapore before. I didn't really know what to expect. Luckily, at the time, I had arranged like 3 hotels for free by offering photography and marketing. And this is something I've been doing for years. If you're interested in more information about that, just drop a comment down below. I have a free training about it. But I just picked a place close to Singapore and said, okay, I want to go here. And it ended up being Phuket, the largest island in Thailand. So I flew into Phuket, and this was like 2 months before the pandemic, COVID, completely shut down international travel. The world got locked down. And I just decided I do not want to go back to the US. I'm fed up with it. I don't like the politics, don't really like a lot of things. Just a lot of things were irritating to me at the time. This is a good place. I think I'm going to stop in for lunch here pretty soon on my way back. But yeah, ideally you just want to have your own online business, something that you can do from anywhere, and that will free up your time and resources to, let's say, live abroad in a place like Asia. It could be Mexico, Portugal. Just pick your dream destination, right? And you'll most likely be able to live there if you're doing pretty well on, let's say, YouTube, for example, right? And it doesn't have to be a lot, especially over here in Thailand. The cost of living is significantly lower. There's less materialism. So, for example, people don't expect you to necessarily be rich and, you got like 2 cars in the garage with a white picket fence, and basically, keeping up with the Joneses, which is one thing that is all too common in the States. And this was one of the things that was making me start to feel depressed in the States, because I just felt so much pressure and stress trying to find a really high-paying job and these sorts of things, right? But over here, it's not necessarily required. It's not really expected of you. Obviously, it's important to have money. There's a lot of retired people living in Samui. Many of my friends are retired, as a matter of fact. But it's just a different mindset, a different way of thinking, a different culture over here, where you're not really seen as just a dollar sign. You're an actual person, right? And they respect you no matter who you are. It doesn't matter your nationality, religion, creed, race, none of that stuff. They basically just let anybody into the country. And there are things that you have to deal with in terms of visas that can be quite difficult and kind of stressful at times. But once you've been here for a while, you kind of just get used to this, and you figure it out as you go along. If there's one thing I could say about me, is that that's one thing I'm really, really good at, is just being adaptable and rolling with the punches, so to speak, and just figuring things out as I go along. You don't have to have everything figured out, because nobody does, myself included. A lot of times I have no idea what I'm doing from one day to the next. I really don't want to go back to the States. I'm sick and tired of it. It's the rat race, and I'm much happier and better off over here in Thailand, with beautiful beaches, friendly people, massage, delicious food. So that's what I did, and 4 years later, here I am still in Koh Samui, living the dream. Yeah, you just kind of figure it out as you go along. There's a lot of things that you have to deal with over here in Thailand that you wouldn't have to deal with in the US, such as visas and figuring out how to generate income without working for a company. That can be challenging too. I also have worked for about 3 companies over here as well. The previous one, I was there for a year, and I had the work permit and everything, and it was going well, but I wasn't getting a salary, so I ended up quitting my job, because I don't see the point in working for someone for free. And now I'm just continuing to grow the YouTube channel. I'm growing a very large audience on Facebook, and these are ways that I can essentially monetize my audience, my content. And I'm not making a ton of money, but it's definitely a decent amount, and it's enough to have a pretty good lifestyle over here in Thailand. If I was back in the States, obviously it would be a lot more challenging. I'd have to have a much larger channel and be making more, because the cost of living has absolutely skyrocketed in the States. It was already getting very expensive before I left in 2019. And obviously, after the pandemic, things have just gone through the roof. And I have a lot of friends over here in Samui. One of them is Canadian. He's just recently launched a stem cell clinic. And he also left Canada, him and his wife, because it's just getting way too expensive, and the quality of life is honestly not good. There's a lot of crime. It's not a good place to live anymore, right? So it seems like a lot of the Western countries are becoming more third world, and places like Thailand and a lot of places in Asia are on the rise. The economy is improving, the quality of life is better, there's more jobs, which, eventually, depending on who you believe, are going to be replaced by AI. So, millions and millions of people are being put out of work because of the technological advancements and AI and these sorts of things. It's going to take years, months, if not years, to grow a successful online brand, a business. And you can't just expect to snap your fingers and all of a sudden you'll be making thousands of dollars a month, right? Because that's not going to happen. And if you do think that's going to happen, you're going to be very, very disappointed. Honestly, I'm more interested in the lifestyle business, like teaching people how to move over to Thailand. That's what a lot of my content's about. It's not necessarily about making tons of money. It's just about being happy and satisfied with the course of your life. I think this is more important in many ways. If you're doing everything just to make a lot of money, then chances are you're not going to be happy. So now, living over here for 4 years, it's really changed my mindset in a lot of ways. And it's made me realize that a lot of that stuff is just bullshit and it doesn't really matter. It's more important to be happy and enjoy your life. And then just do whatever it takes to achieve that goal, right? That's it. And right now I'm just walking around because my fiance has the motorbike today, and I was sitting around the house watching YouTube, and I'm starting to get pretty hungry, so on my way to get some lunch, walking through this little neighborhood close to my house. A lot of the people around here, they don't really have very much. It's just like a small house. It's not really looking good inside, but they're still happy. So that just goes to show you don't need all the material possessions, and glitz and glamour and, you know, bright shiny objects, anything like that to be happy. You just need to have the right mindset, and you can accomplish amazing things. So if you're looking to make a move abroad to Thailand, let me know. Post a comment down below. We can schedule a free discovery call. And I also have a lot of resources available, online courses and coaching, all that stuff as well. But it's best to just get started with the free discovery call so I can determine where you're at and where you want to get to, essentially. So with that being said, gonna sign off. Stay tuned for the next video. Take care, stay safe. Peace from Thailand.